continues to work towards bringing more renewable energy to the state, including harnessing wind power in the Gulf of Maine.
That, of course, requires having space on the mainland for building the infrastructure for wind turbines and moving them offshore. The state has its sights set on Searsport for this development, but as News Center Maine's Raya Wooten reports tonight, where this site is built in town is drawing concern and interest from locals.
I am a YIMBY, yes, in my backyard, not on Sears Island.
The Maine Department of Transportation says a final location for an offshore wind port in Searsport is still in the air. MaineDOT is considering starting the construction either on Sears Island, on Mack Point Peninsula, or in a hybrid location.
The big downsides of Mack Point are the cost of leasing land that we don't own and the cost financially and environmentally of doing dredging to accommodate the facility. Sears Island, the state owns the land and there will be no dredging, but of course there are voices in the discussion that don't want us to develop the land we own there.
Sierra Club member Becky Bardovic says building the facility on Sears Island would be a complete destruction of 100 acres of wetlands and forestry, and she's pushing for construction on Mack Point.
It's going to impact any species, any of the species, because of the noise, because of the light, because of the trucks that are going to be moving by. Not only that, you're going to be eliminating a whole group of wetlands that drain into the Searsport Harbor.
But others like David Jelinas beg to differ.
Quite frankly, Mack Point is not that much further over to the west, so if there's a problem with noise or lighting from the port facility, it's going to be in that general area.
Jelinas says 1/3 of the land on Sears Island was set aside for environmental development years ago in the previous Sears Island agreement, and 2/3 of the land will remain untouched.
So that portion has already been designated years ago with the approval and understanding of the environmental community that would be a future site for port development.
Some community members say it's not the location that concerns them most, but instead it's the lack of details and concrete information that explains how such a large-scale project like this one will work.
Where's the power going to go once it hits land? Is there going to be a new corridor? Like, which city in Maine is going to have this huge amount of power to distribute?
In Searsport, Raya Wooten, News Center, Maine.